Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Brokerpreneur Podcast. I am Dr. Ben Spears, Dr. Flo. I am here with the big guy as usual. What's up, man?
Doing good.
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah.
Man, he's not just.
I'm on a squeaky chair today. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll edit it out.
You won't. we have a no edit rule.
Yeah, we have a no edit rule on this podcast. You get what we say, right? You get our squeaks and everything.
That's right.
So Matt, what are we talking about, man?
Man, there are things we tell our agents, and then we kind of forget to do ourselves. Right? We know it's the right thing.
Yeah.
But just like the agent gets wrapped up in their day. And gets doing stuff. We do the same thing.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
And so we're going to talk about some ways to kind of just really quickly get back on track with those things, because it's those little things that matter, right? It's not the map, it's the terrain.
That's exactly right. I was talking to a guy last night. He said it's not the map, it's the territory. I'm like, okay, well, that's a different way of saying that.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was Oren. It was Oren.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. I said, man, we say that all the time.
Yeah.
So guys, but you know the routine, right? Before we get started, wherever you're watching this, right, or listening to it, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. There's no better time than the present.
Can you edit like when I click and then there's like a button there and it goes
click.
bink?
There's no edit rule, Matt.
Oh, sorry.
Remember, there's no
That's right.
No fancy bells and whistles here, guys.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'll see what I can do, man.
All right.
Bling. Right, I just did it. There's no better time than the president to go to Brokerpreneur Podcast
and editing.
Yeah, exactly. And take a look at our Brokerpreneur Fast Track. We got a sneak peek on there. Just go to the homepage, brokerpreneurpodcast.com, and let us know what you think. Gosh, put it in the comments of wherever you're watching this, and say, man, that's really cool. How do I learn more about that? We would love to sit down and talk to you.
Yep.
Matt.
Yeah.
We got a couple things here, three things here that, we're going to be talking about as far as, what they need to remember that they tell their agents. And,
right.
And the first one that we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to plug this in so that the battery doesn't die while you get started.
We're not going to edit that out.
Yeah,
either.
We're not going to edit that out anyway. Is celebrate your wins.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Big and small, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, especially I would say probably especially the small. I think everybody kind of remembers to celebrate the big ones, but absolutely it's worth saying, right? But so we tell our agents when they do things like they have a their biggest transaction ever, right?
Yeah.
What do we tell them? We tell them, hey, go enjoy that. Go
yeah.
That, right?
Send us a gift card.
That's right. So put something on social media, right? That not braggadocious, right? But put something out there that I just surpass this or whatever, or have your broker put something out there. We help them out with it and then tag them in it. We know that they should do that, but are we doing that when we do little things with ourselves?
Sure.
Like, you got an agent that's just getting us started in your brokerage, right? They're experienced or they're new, and they do something that is what's going to help them take that next step in their business, and they do it and it works, right? Do you celebrate that? What do you do?
Yeah.
Or do you just go, oh yeah, well, that's just what happens. That's the way it goes, and then move on with your day. And when we talk about celebrating your wins, right, that doesn't mean we go pop open a bottle of champagne, but it doesn't mean you don't do that either. Right, there you go. More editing. So that means that you got to figure out kind of what that is for you, right, and what level that is and everything. Okay, but so sometimes when you're celebrating wins, okay, let's talk about that bottle of champagne for just a second.
Okay.
That bottle of champagne might be a perfect celebrating a win. Whenever someone gets a listing, let's say you're having a listing contest, right? And the first person that gets that person to sign that listing agreement, maybe that's whenever you pop that bottle of champagne, okay, or Welch's grape, what do they call it?
Sparkling grape juice.
Yeah, that's it. Pop open whatever you need to pop open. Maybe that is the time that you do it, or maybe every time that they as soon as they join your company, you do it every time. The first time that they that something great happens like that. Sometimes just be a little bit off balance with how big the celebration is compared to how small the thing that happens, right?
Yes.
So it doesn't always have to be big listing gets champagne bottle. This gets this gets this this gets this. Mix it up, right? You mix it up with the agents, and so mix it up with yourself too, right?
Yeah.
We know that of course it boils down to leads, cost, revenue, expenses, training, and culture, big picture, right? If you're trying to hit certain things throughout your day or your week, and you get those done by Tuesday,
Yeah.
Do you celebrate a little bit, or do you just go, oh crap, I got that done, but next week I got to start again? If you don't celebrate a little bit, you had a great sales meeting on Monday, and you connected and followed up with people and got them the information that you promised the week before, and you helped some of your agents be more productive in what they're doing with their business, and you get all of that knocked out. Don't just sit back down at your desk and start typing on your computer and forget about it. Yeah. Give yourself a little bit of credit for that accomplishment. And so mentally what happens is it starts changing our mindset. We start wanting to hear that, right? It's like a slot machine, right?
Oh, for sure.
We want to hear the dinging if we're celebrating those
ding,
wins.
Ding, 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 ding,
ding. See, there's all
sound effects.
I made that easy. I kind of served that one up for you.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I can do that. Well, I know that, if I have like a full week's worth of work, that I've got planned out, and I get it done on Tuesday, I celebrate. But I celebrate silently in my head.
Right.
So that, you don't expect that every week.
Right, because we're gonna have more of okay. Yeah.
You're like, I got 19 podcasts edited this week. Yes.
Let's do 30.
Way to go, Ben. Way to go, Ben. So this next one, I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna say, maybe Matt had a typo in the show notes. It says become indomitable, but with Matt, I think it probably was supposed to say like abominable.
Of course, we're going to go to a Yeti.
So talk to us a little bit about that, Matt.
About being abominable. No, indomitable, right? That's a carry of. So we talk about vocabulary all the time because vocabulary counts, right? Indomitable was one that whenever I taught karate millennia ago, that was one I talked about a lot.
Yeah,
because there was a lot of failure in karate, and a lot of times it was in front of a lot of people, and a lot of times there could be pain associated with it, right?
Oh, for sure.
And so physical pain and mental pain, right?
Yep.
Oh, so being indomitable means you're not going to let something dominate you, right? You're not going to let something going a certain way just take you over. Now we tell our agents this all the time, right?
Yeah.
Something didn't go the way it was supposed to in a transaction doesn't mean you're going to quit real estate, right?
Of course.
If prospecting doesn't go the way it's supposed to, maybe that type of prospecting isn't for you. Figure out the one.
Yeah. Don't quit prospecting altogether.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
So being indomitable means don't let something that happens dominate your mindset. Don't let it dominate your actions. Don't let it take over and take you to a place that's not the place that you need to go. There are people listening to this podcast right now.
Yeah.
That get dominated all the time by little negative things, or the fear of rejection, or
toxic myths.
Toxic myths, exactly, like Scott Mason talks about all the time. All of those things are things that stop people mentally in their tracks. Okay.
Yes.
And so you hear me if you're in coaching, right? You hear me talk a lot about the programming and the code in your head, right? So we're running a program. Our non-conscious is running a program
all day,
all day, and it's taking in information all day, right? And so we talk about reticular activating system. If you're driving down the road, you're listening to music, you're looking at the road, you're paying attention to the cars around you. Your mind sees that billboard. It just doesn't tell you it sees it.
Yeah, until you need whatever was on it.
That's exactly right. And then once you need what's on it, it goes, hey, don't forget about that billboard, right? So.
Hey guys, this episode of the Brokerpreneur Podcast is brought to you by the Speculo Group. The Speculo Group is the turnkey solution for agent and brokerage lead generation. With a focus on generating the highest quality leads from platforms like Google, YouTube, Facebook, and more, the Speculo Group is your one-stop shop to dominating your local market and beyond. Visit their website for more information at thespeculogroup.com.
So what we have to take into account with that is, with all of that program running and all that information coming in all the time, we have to be really careful not to let those things that are creeping in, that are those billboards in the side of our life, dominate what it is that is happening with us and tell us to make choices that we don't want to make.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to fight the program.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have
Many times.
That's right. That's exactly right. Sometimes something happens and you just have to be like, I know I'm scared about this, and I know it's because I failed before, and I know it's because things didn't go the way it's supposed to. Screw that. I know it's the right thing for me to do. I'm going to be intentional. I'm not going to be beaten. I'm going to keep moving forward. Be indomitable.
Yes. Yeah.
Not abominable.
Both. Be both. If you have a choice, be both. So the last one, and we talk a lot about taking action and executing, and and how important that is. And this is, don't get lost in what you're trying to accomplish. Instead, get lost in acting. Get lost in executing your plan.
Yeah, so many times people will, and this has a lot to do with personality. So people have to be careful with this one. So you lay a plan out, and some people get obsessed with following the plan.
Yeah.
And get obsessed with checking things off the list on the plan, which is a great thing. Okay, right. Don't get me wrong. But you can't be so focused on that the actions that are being taken are not really appreciated or internalized.
Yeah.
Okay. So a great example of that, and let me say something before I get into a great example. So many times the action that we take is actually what teaches us more than the result we get. Okay. So let's say that you love to talk about retention. I love to talk about recruiting, right?
Right.
So I'm going to talk about recruiting for just a second.
Yeah. So I like it.
So let's say that I'm recruiting, and I know part of what I'm supposed to do is I just need to be connected with more of the right type of people. I'm not sure who they are, but I need to be connected with more of the agents that would really appreciate what I do and how I do it in my brokerage, and that would allow them to excel. Okay. That means I have to connect with people. I have to meet with people, and I have to start filtering and vetting those people. Okay.
Right.
I know that that's what I'm supposed to do. Well, a lot of people get obsessed with that number. I have to meet 38 people a week in order for me to get to, right? Okay, do you really have to meet 38 people a week? Or would it be better if you met 5 that were exactly who you were looking for?
Yes.
Right? So get focused on having the conversations with people that you need to have, and are those people the right fit? You start looking for that, okay, go back to Raz, you start looking for that, that's the billboards you're going to see.
Yep.
If you start paying attention to that action and not just checking off 38 people, let's say that for just a second, this is gonna speak directly to that. Okay, so I didn't stop mid sentence for no reason. This is gonna speak directly to that. So let's say that you're a manager and you work for a company, or you're a partner and you have other partners and you're the one that's doing the recruiting, right?
Yep.
I can promise you, if your goal is to hire 50 people in the year, and you talk to 50 people and they're all the perfect fit, and you hire all 50 of those people, your partners and everyone else is going to be extremely happy because that was the goal and you achieved it. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people, what they think is, in order to get those 50 people, I have to talk to 5,000, 5,500, 12,000, whatever that number is. Right.
Yep.
And so they become obsessed with that number instead of becoming obsessed with the action that's going to get them the result that they want.
Yeah.
If you only talk to 50 people and they're the right people and you hire those 50 people, first of all, kudos, great job, way to go. But more importantly, whenever you have those people, you can edit this out. My
nope.
phone's ringing.
That's me still. Ring.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry about that, guys.
Didn't stop mid sentence. I did that on purpose.
Right. Yeah. That time I did that. I had to do that on purpose. Sorry about that. So normally I've got my phone turned down. Normally I've got my phone turned all the way down, and I must have missed it this time. So
silence.
I know, right? Ben,
tell me, Captain.
Right.
What were we talking about?
Yeah. So so if you had those 50 people, and you talk to them and you hire them, again, kudos, congratulations, great job, way to go. Nobody's going to pressure you and say, oh, man, you should have talked to extra people.
Oh, for sure.
They're not going to say, man, you should have talked to 5,000 more people. Because
especially if you're the owner.
That's exactly right. and if you have the right partners.
Yep, exactly.
Right? But that's not what's going to happen. They're going to say, way to go. Now, next year they might say, well, let's talk to 5,000 people and see if you can hire 5,000.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We got expectations now.
Right, exactly. But the point is, it's not really about just making those connections. It's about the quality of those connections that you're making. It's about having those conversations and getting lost in the action, not getting lost in the other parts of it that's the plan of the action or the numbers of the action or the whatever. Get lost in what it is that you're trying to accomplish. That's what you'll focus on, and that's where the bulk of the learning is, which is kind of where I started that, right? You learn more typically in the action than the results.
Yeah, absolutely. So Just to recap here really quick, guys, right? Things that you tell your agents that you forget to sometimes do yourself. Number one, celebrate your wins, large or small or medium, right? Or like gigantic, right? Make sure that you always keep a bottle of Welch's sparkling grape juice on hand for that celebration. Become indomitable and abominable. And then last but not least, don't get lost in what you're trying to accomplish. Instead, get lost in acting or taking the actions.
And so as I went through these, this is the brokers listening to this are probably like, I do, in some way, shape, or form. I do tell my agents that.
Of course.
This is not news.
No, not at all.
This
is a reminder.
And this is just hold yourself accountable to that, right? Make sure
be the example.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's way easy to follow somebody who says, listen, become indomitable. Right? Don't be dominated. Don't give up. Don't let something, take you out of your focus of what you're really trying to accomplish. And then you're like, man, I quit recruiting. It's so hard, I quit. Right? Like, how are you supposed to follow that person?
Right? That's exactly right.
That's exactly right. Well, guys, wherever you're listening to this, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Deezer, any of those platforms, make sure you hit that follow button. If you're watching us on YouTube, what's up? Hit that red subscribe button, that bell right beside it. You get notified every time we drop a new episode. Go to brokerpreneurpodcast.com. Check out all the cool things that we have for your brokerage, no matter what stage or phase of the business that you're in. Brokerpreneur Not So Secret Society is every single Friday. It is absolutely free. It's from 12 to 1 Eastern Daylight Time. I'm learning all these new daylight and standard times, time zones, because we're talking to so many people across the country. Eastern Daylight Time, 12 o'clock. We would love to see you there. If you would like to come, send me an email personally, ben@prospectboomerang.com. That's our parent company. You guys probably remember if you're listeners for a long time. ben@prospectboomerang.com, and I will make sure that you get in there and that we welcome you with open arms. It's always free to attend, and we'd love to see you there.
Yeah, we had somebody bust in the other day that was that said what was it, iPhone 2 or something like that. Yeah, busted in iPhone 2, asked a question, listened for the answer. A couple people talked, and they busted right back out. Right. We love that.
Yeah, we have no issues with that. Put whatever name you want. If you don't want us to know you're there, that's fine. You could be iPhone. You could be iPhone 2. Yeah. Put the abominable broker.
Right.
We're perfectly fine with that. Awesome, guys. We appreciate it so much, Matt. We do this podcast for one reason alone, brother. Tell them what that is.
Because we just want to be part of your win. Thanks.